Hello everybody and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe and hit that like button down below, because today is actually going to be a very good episode, and that is because we are going to be doing the front of the house. And as you can see, there's a lot of things in my house at the moment. 1 second. So as you can see, at the front of my house we have just got a very boring garden. There's not much around, and now what I want to do is completely change all of this and actually change it into a garden with trees and hedges and a gravel path and everything like that, just to make the garden and the house stand out that little bit more. So let me just kill this zombie that's in my house and then we can get started. So the first thing we need to do is go and grab a lot of leaves. Now the leaves that I'm going to be using is actually oak, because the oak trees are the most vibrant ones. So let me just grab... oh, that was for a different video. So let me just grab this, and now let's head over to this little forest over here and grab as many oak leaves as we can. Now, the garden I have in mind is going to be quite a large garden, so we're also going to have to try and find as many pieces of gravel that we can as well, because that's actually going to be quite hard. I'm not too sure if they have them in the biome over there. I don't know if they have them over there or not. So once I've grabbed all of this, I will start building the outside of the garden. I'm not too sure how I'm going to do it yet. I've looked at a few ideas online, but I also want to try and create my own ideas, so we'll just see how we get on. Right, so what I've done is I've got a lot of leaves. As you can see over there, we just got logs now, but I've been debating this for such a long time, since the start of this house here, whether or not to keep this house. Now, I thought about it a lot and I wanted to keep it, because when we expand this world and we have such a big world, I think it'd be nice to look back on it. But then I thought, what is the actual point of keeping it, because I'm never going to use it and it's just taking up the space where I want to build. So I've come to the conclusion that I'm actually going to burn the house down, and that is just to make a lot more space, and it's just a bit pointless and it's a waste of my space where I can potentially build something better and bigger. So yes, we have thought about it a lot, and now we're actually just going to burn it down. So first, before I burn it down, I actually need to take down the portal, because we're going to be moving the portal into my current house, which is this one. So let's just go inside and get rid of this portal before we actually burn the house down, because I don't really want to be having a floating portal. So then once I've done this, then we can finally burn this house down, and then we can start the garden, which I'm very excited about. I am a bit sad that we will be burning this house down, but I suppose it's only been my house for 1 day, because after 1 day I started building this big house, so it is a little bit pointless to keep it. And I didn't really use it that much. Like, I didn't even keep my storage in there or sleep in it. Whilst I was building this house, I literally slept outside, so going to miss it, but it'll be okay. So once I've done this, then I will start burning the house down, and then we can start the garden. Let's start burning this house down so we can start the garden. So I'm actually going to start inside, because that is the hardest part. Now it spreads quite fast, but it is super annoying because it doesn't actually get all the wood, so I will have to break most of it myself. Just try not to burn myself whilst I do this glass. I do actually need to get out of here fairly quickly because I'm going to burn if not. grab that obsidian. Nearly forgot about that then. Right, so it's actually burning fairly quickly, which I'm happy about. Didn't think it would be doing it this quick. But I do actually need to get out of here as fast as I can. And there we go. Let's just have a little look at it. So that is my first ever house destroyed. And I'm a little bit sad about it, but I'm actually super excited to build an even better building here. The only problem I have now is the fact that I have to destroy all this myself because it doesn't do it. Why is it? Oh, the water as well. Forgot about that. So now what I'm going to do is break all of this and then I'll be back. So the idea is for the garden, I want 4 different ways that you can go. So I want left, right, left, forward, right, and into my house. So then I can get out every single way. And obviously, I'm going to be building things around the garden and around the house eventually. So the different ways will help me get out to that way. So we're going to start with, this is going to be entrance number 1. So I want this whole house closed off by the garden, which is going to be quite difficult because it's such a big area. But that's okay. So what we're going to do is start it from around about here, I'm guessing. And if you can hear my dogs in the background, I do apologise. So we're going to start from around about here. And we're going to have it free up, which will help, obviously, things not getting in. And I like it nice and tall as well. And that is just going to be just like that. And then this area here, I'm not too sure what I'm going to have here yet. But I do want a little entrance that way as well. So let's do it like this. I just need to copy this side. Just like that. I think that's kind of cool. And that's how I want all the entrances to be. And then I don't want it too wide out because obviously it's going to be quite difficult otherwise. So we're just going to have it this big. And I also didn't know that when you have like the leaves in different areas, it does change colour, which is kind of annoying, but I don't really like this colour, but I think it's just going to do it with any leaves, so I might as well just have them this colour anyway. And then we're going to go all the way down until about that river there. Like this far. And then we'll do the same again. And I just need to fill this in, but I'll do that afterwards. Or in fact, I need to do that now so I can carry on with the build. I do actually have a lot of dirt, so it's okay. I have all this dirt. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do the line where we're going for now. And then eventually, afterwards, when I've done this video, 2, 3, then I'll sort it out. Right, I think that is right. Right, so I need to get rid of that. Yeah, there we go. God, that was confusing then. So this is basically all I'm going to be doing all the way around, and then once I've done this, I will show the after, because I just don't think you want to see me doing it all the way around. So then after that, we can decorate the garden. So as you can see, we've done all of the garden around the edges. On that side I've got like a little path because I want to fill in that little area there, but I haven't got the same on this side just because we're actually going to expand the house this way, I think. So that's why I haven't done it on that side. This is all going to be a gravel path. I've got a little bit of gravel, but not too much. I've only got a stack, nearly 2 stacks. Here is where the fountain is going to be. I'm going to have a massive fountain in the middle. This is going to be the main entrance. That's why it's a little bit bigger than the other ones. And it's all going to be lit up because I'm going to have quite a lot of redstone lamps everywhere. I'm going to have maybe like a little garden area over here. I'm not too sure yet, but let's just start with the fountain. So we're going to have the fountain is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's going to be 6 along. No, 7 along and 8 along. So it's going to be 8 along that way. And then let me just make a few more stairs. And then it's actually going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's going to be 8 by 8, which is perfect. And then what we're actually going to do is for the corner ones, I'm going to have... In fact, no, we're going to keep it like that because what I want to do is have another layer. So let's just chuck some of this in here. And then we're going to have another layer going up in the middle. So what I need to do is this the middle? Oh, it won't be a perfect middle, but that's okay. So it should be 2 that way and 2 this way. Yep, that's perfect. So now what we're doing is I've finished off the outside part here, as you can see. It isn't completely even because if you look here, it's actually... So this finishes online with that part there, and then this part actually just goes 1 over, but I'm not too fussed about that because everything doesn't have to be even. So now what we're going to do is build this fountain up a little bit. Just by, let's do 1 more here like this, and then the half slabs on there, because then what I want to do is add half slabs like this, but going all the way around, because I want the fountain to be a little bit, I don't know how to explain it, like bigger than usual. And then what we need to do is we actually need to put the rest of this in here so I can change it into the half slabs like that, because that's all going to go along the bottom row. And then what we need to do is, I'm not too bothered with what these half slabs look like because they're all going to get covered up with water anyway. And then we're just going to do it like this all the way along. Then this is a pretty cool pattern that I'm doing. I don't think water can be placed on top of a half slab. So what we need to do then is just finish this off. There we go. And then these actually need to be all full slabs. Wait, I can't do it like that. What is going on? Yeah, so I just need to make those full slabs because otherwise the water won't fully go underneath. If that makes any sense to use. So I should have enough now. Break them. And then we'll see what the fountain looks like this. And if I don't really like it, I can always just change it. So let's go and find some water. Let me just grab my buckets. Where are my buckets? Here they are. Now I think there's some water somewhere here. Yep, here we go. Let's have a little look at what this fountain is going to look like. So I kind of like it. We just need to make sure we fill it all up with water so I can see the full effect. So let's carry on doing this until it's all full. There we go. And I just need to fill in the little edges there so then you can't see the stone. And then it should be complete. I actually really like this. It's quite an unusual fountain as well because normally I use a 1 block in the middle instead of 4 because it's uneven and it's an 8 by 8. It's an even square, so I couldn't use a 1 block in the middle. I have to use 4. There we go, and there's the fountain in the middle. I think it's really, really nice and I kind of love it. So that's going to stay. Now let's go to sleep really quickly before we finish off the last part, which is just placing down the gravel. And then I think we are halfway through doing the garden. Then in the next video, all I need to do is add a few finishing touches to the garden, which is to just add a few little benches around, a flower garden I want. I also want a couple of trees in here to add a little bit of decoration. A lot of stuff like that. I also need to finish the gravel. And then, move cow. And then what we need to do is just add a few little like grass around using the bone meal because I don't want it all to just be just normal like this. Where's my other stack of gravel? Have I used 2 stacks already? If I have, that went so fast. Which I think I have. Right, so this is all we've done up to now, but we've actually done quite a lot in this video. So everyone, that is the end of this video. I've actually ran out of time doing this. So if you want to keep updated on what we're going to do with the rest of the garden, I'm going to add a flower garden somewhere, a separate area for you to sit down. I might add an enchantment room somewhere. I also want to add something in this part here, but I'm not too sure what yet. I might add like my pets garden, so where I keep my pets, but I'm not too sure yet. So if you want to keep updated on how this turns out, make sure to hit that like button, make sure to subscribe and turn post notifications on to see my daily content and when I upload. And without further ado, I'll see you all next time. Bye!